In a city that mistook speed for progress, there lived two builders. The first was Marcus. Young, brilliant, and celebrated, his name was etched onto plaques of glass and steel, skyscrapers that seemed to pierce the clouds. He built empires in months, his designs sleek, modern, and finished in record time. He was the face of the new future, a man who believed that legacy was built by moving faster than everyone else. The second was Silas, old, methodical, and invisible. Silas was a bridge builder. For the past 2 years, he had been working on a single stone bridge connecting the old town to the new metropolis. He worked with his hands, measuring stones, checking foundations, and often spending entire weeks on sections that no one would ever see. The city's planners saw him as a relic, a bottleneck in their grand design. One afternoon, Marcus, on his way to a groundbreaking ceremony, stopped his car at Silas's construction site. He saw the old man painstakingly setting a single keystone. Marcus scoffed, stepping out. "Old man," Marcus called out, his voice sharp with impatience. "At this pace, you'll be dead before this bridge is finished. The city needs infrastructure now. We use prefabricated steel, composite materials. We can build this in 3 weeks." Silas didn't look up. He continued to check the stone's alignment, his hands covered in grit. After a long moment, his voice came steady and low. He said, "You build for the headlines, Marcus. I build for the storm." Marcus just shook his head, seeing only a fool wasting time. He left, the sound of his accelerating car drowning out the gentle tap-tap of Silas's hammer. Marcus's life was a blur of blue light from screens, rushed handshakes, and the pop of champagne bottles. He was at the peak of his career, celebrated for his efficiency. He cut costs, he found shortcuts, and he delivered. He was building his legacy, or so he thought. This drive for speed had come from a place of conflict. His own father, a traditional stonemason, had often looked at Marcus's blueprints with worry. He had tried to warn his son during a heated argument just a year prior. His father's voice, rough as the stone he worked, had pleaded, "You are building too high, too fast. You forget the earth. A building that touches the sky is useless, Marcus, if it forgets the ground it stands on. The foundation is the truth." Marcus had dismissed him. "That's old thinking, Dad. The world doesn't wait for the truth anymore. It waits for results." Their conversation ended there, leaving a silence colder than steel. While Marcus was collecting his latest award, Silas was 50 feet below the riverbed, inspecting the bedrock anchors. While Marcus chose lightweight composites to save time, Silas was mixing a mortar formula passed down through generations, designed to strengthen under pressure. Marcus built for the eye. Silas built for the forces no one could see. Then the forces came. It wasn't a normal storm. They called it the once-in-a-century event. Winds tore at the city like claws. Rain turned streets into raging rivers. And then the ground itself, saturated and unstable, began to shake. It was an earthquake. Not a large one, but the storm amplified its power. The city that was built in a hurry began to break in a hurry. In the chaotic dawn, the damage was revealed. The skyline Marcus had built was scarred. His celebrated Sky Tower, which he had completed in 8 months, had a terrifying fracture running up its glass facade. His Horizon Plaza, built with revolutionary lightweight materials, had partially collapsed. The city was divided, panicked, and broken. The shortcuts, the efficiencies, the compressed timelines, all had cracked under the first true test. But then, the news reports showed something else. In the center of the flooded, raging river, Silas's stone bridge stood. It was untouched, the water diverted perfectly around its foundations. The keystones held. It wasn't just standing. It was the only thing connecting the shattered city. It was the only way out, the only way in for rescue. Humbled and broken, Marcus walked through his ruined city until he reached the bridge. He found Silas there, not gloating, but calmly guiding refugees across the stone path. Marcus's voice was barely a whisper. How How did you know? Silas paused, looking at the water rushing beneath them. He said, "You were in a hurry to build your towers, so you saved time on the foundations. You built what people wanted to see. I knew one day the storm would come, so I spent my time on the foundation, because I knew it had to carry the weight of what people needed." Silas placed a heavy hand on the younger man's shoulder. "Your buildings failed, Marcus, because they had no truth. Shortcuts cost you your legacy." In that moment, Marcus finally heard his father's voice again. "A building that touches the sky is useless if it forgets the ground it stands on." He looked at the bridge, then back at his own cracked towers in the distance, and the weight of his regret was heavier than any stone. Years passed. Marcus never built another skyscraper. He dedicated his life to rebuilding the city, this time from the ground up. He taught at the university, and his first lesson was always the same. He would hold up two objects, a piece of lightweight composite and a simple heavy stone. He taught his students that we are all given time. We can spend it chasing the headlines, or we can invest it in the foundation. We can build fast, or we can build to last. On quiet afternoons, he could often be found at the old stone bridge, not just admiring it, but maintaining it. Using the same worn tools Silas had left behind, Marcus would patiently inspect the stones, replacing mortar, honoring the foundation. He had, in the end, become a bridge builder himself. The old stone bridge is a city landmark now. It bears no grand plaque with Silas's name, but it carries the weight of the entire city every single day. We are all builders. Every day we are given time. We can use it to take shortcuts to a fragile success, or we can use it to meticulously build a legacy that will survive the storm. Don't just build high, build deep. Don't waste your time. Build your legacy.